Hey Goddess, Essence here from Beautiful Happy Goddess, and I am here on this planet to help you clear your blocks so that you can become the woman you were meant to be and to make money if you choose from sharing your gifts and talents with the world. This is the pull of the universe right now for us women to rise up into our power, into our goddess power, and to do the work that's in our heart to do. And that could be psychic work, energy healing, being some sort of intuitive, being a singer, being someone who makes jewelry, whatever it is that's really in your heart to do. It is time for us women to start doing that, because as we do our work in the world, we heal and transform others. As we heal and transform, that also transforms and inspires others to do the same. And literally, even if you choose not to do any divine work and you just healed your own self, you are healing the collective. And you're healing the people that are around you and that are in your circle. So even if there's nothing in your heart you feel like you're called to do per se, just healing yourself heals the world, heals the planet. Okay, so today what I wanted to do was to get a little bit more clear on what it means to clear and remove energy blocks. Okay, so first, energy. We have, of course, our physical body, and we have energy running through our physical body, and we know this especially when we feel like we are running out of energy. We have maybe those last 2 hours of work to do, and we're like, God, please give me some energy to make it through. That's when it's apparent that we have energy flowing through our body. But we also have an energy field, or an etheric body, or also known as your aura, right? And it extends upward and outward, and it encompasses the whole physical body, kind of like an energy eggshell that we're covered in, right? And you know this because if somebody was behind you or on the top of your head playing like this, you could feel them, you could sense them, because they have pierced your energy field. When you first meet somebody, they don't even have to be that close to you, but once they get within a few feet of you, of your physical body, you can sense their vibe. And that's because your auric field is actually touching and communicating with their auric field, and then you can pick up and sense things about them, right? So we all have this. And so we have this energy that's flowing through our energy body, because of course the energy from the world, from the universe, let's just say the universe, comes through us. It first penetrates our energy body and then flows through to our physical body, right? So now we got that out of the way. And so in the beginning, let's think of a child. A child, that energy is flowing, and they are light, and they are pure. And that's one of the reasons we love being around babies, is because we can sense that purity and that lightness about them. But what happens as we get older, we start to, just give me 1 second. Okay. As we get older, we start to get hurt and wounded and experience traumas. And when we have these things happen to us, what it does is it begins to thicken the energy, if you will, and it creates these blocks. I kind of think of them like that lint when you're cleaning the dryer and you have that lint. It's fine, but it's also thick. And so this energy that was once free flowing, it starts to get clogged and heavier, and it's not flowing through your energy field and through your body as freely, because it has these little blocks, those little lint balls, let's say, in your energy field and in places throughout your physical body. So every time, let's say, you were yelled at or you were bullied or your heart was broken, when you felt whatever emotion that brought up for you, every time you felt that, that created like a little ping, a little energy block, a little lint ball forming somewhere within your energy field, whether that be physical or your spiritual body here. And so think of over the years all the times that you've cried for different reasons, all the times you've been hurt, frustrated, disappointed, rejected, abandoned, abused, touched inappropriately, spoken to inappropriately. Every time one of these things has happened to you and you felt a heavy emotion, you felt any kind of shock or hurt, anything that made you go like, that creates a trapped emotion in your energy field. And those emotions, they're heavy and they weigh our vibration down. So, as we were talking about that kid being light and pure, what happens as they get older, as they enter the world and things happen that you can feel their energy starting to lower, starting to get heavy, it's because they don't know how to deal with the things that have happened to them. And so those emotions just stay trapped in your body. And you get older and those emotions are still trapped in your body. So just because you get older does not mean what happened to you no longer affects you. It does affect you, and this is the majority of what's wrong with a lot of people is they don't think that their past is playing out into their present. And it is playing out in their present because these trapped emotions are heavy. And when you have these heavy emotions in your body, you feel unhappy, you feel sad, you feel shame, you feel rejection, like whatever the majority of those trapped emotions are, you begin to really feel that and know that as your truth, and that is how you are moving forward in the world. And so I want to bring it home just a little bit to make it easier to understand. So there was a woman she came to me and she basically said, I'm almost embarrassed to be here because I had a really good childhood, and I went to a private school, and 90% of the time I had a great relationship with my mom, but 10% of the time it wasn't that great. She said she used to call me stupid, like just doing things that kids do, like let's say drop an egg on the floor, got a B on a test, that she would say, you're so stupid, I can't believe I have such a stupid kid. And so every time she felt that emotion, every time that happened to her, she felt an emotion of, I think she said rejected, and she felt ashamed. And so just imagine that happening to somebody a few times a week, and having that emotion of rejection and shame just trapped in your body, experiencing it over and over. So now, today, in the present, it's playing out. That negative energy still in her body, and it's playing out. And there's a voice in her head that is saying, you're so stupid, you're so stupid. Even though she graduated top of her class in high school and in college, she still had that voice that you're so stupid. And it plays out with self-sabotage in job situations, and she's attracted relationships where the men have said things to her like you're so stupid, treat her like she's stupid, and she lost a job because of just a simple mistake, a simple overlook of something she'd done a million times, but it was that voice of self-sabotage, that voice telling her that she's stupid. And that's just that negative energy, and it chatters, right? And so she came because, and when I say came, it was online. She came because she wanted to finally be free of this thought pattern, this energy pattern in her body of thinking that she was stupid. And so what an energy clearing does is we kind of go back and feel those emotions, bring them to the surface, do different techniques with maybe I'm a radical forgiveness coach, so definitely do that. And maybe some EFT and writing, just different techniques to help bring the feelings to the surface and to release them. And once that happens, there is like an energy shift. Oh, and not to mention, we do forgiveness even on those people who have said these things to her. Just releasing the energy around how she feels about those people that cause those emotions of rejection and shame, right? So all of this, and we start to release it. And as we release the negative energy, the vibration raises, right? Your frequency raises. That energy that was flowing, free flowing, and then became kind of slow and more stagnant and more heavy. The more blocks we remove, the more that energy can flow through again. And when you have that lightness flowing through you, you're happier. You can manifest easier. You have less of that chitter chatter when you are ready to go out and do your work in the world and charge for your services. Like, all of that changes once you begin to release and shift that energy. And I had an experience last year. I was having a block around money, and it has something to do with a past situation. And so I did this energy clearing over the course of 3 days. And I kind of just really talked about my relationship with money, the things that I believed about money and was taught about money. And I just brought up all of the energy around money and my childhood and everything. And on the 3rd day of that exercise, like, I got an unexpected $300 from some services that I had rendered, kind of out of a love donation. I didn't even charge for it. It was just like a love donation I asked for, and it ended up coming in a sum of $300, and I definitely wasn't expecting that. But I'm just saying that when we clear the blocks, who knows what's going to show up in your life. I had a big block around abandonment, my dad not raising me, and it played out over and over in all of my relationships. Just my unworthiness around my dad being there, that sense of abandonment, and it just kept playing out. And once I finally cleared that, I attracted a beautiful relationship, and it's beyond what I ever thought that I was worthy or deserving of. Now I know I'm worthy and deserving of a good relationship, but for a long time I didn't. And it wasn't until those blocks were released that I was able to see myself in a different light, know myself in a different way, and expect more and give myself more, which when you start to give yourself more, you can't help but have boundaries and expect others to treat you the same way. But when you have blocks and your self-worth is low and you treat yourself shitty, you allow other people to do the same to you. So clearing the blocks is so life-changing. Now, just to leave you, just think about all the things that have happened to you over the years and you think you've released them. 9 times out of 10, you haven't released them energetically. So that woman I spoke of, knowing, let's say, my mom didn't know any better, calling me stupid. My grandmother used to say the same thing to her, so I know it was nothing personal. Even knowing that logically for that woman, it did not release all of that trapped emotion from her body. It wasn't until we started to do the work to clear that she began to have a different thought about herself, feel differently about herself, feel differently about her mom and her exes that had played a part in her feeling rejected and ashamed. I think that is all that I have for you today. I just want to invite you, if you have some energy that you know needs to be clear, some things you have been carrying with you and you are ready to get rid of it so you can step into your power, so you can go out in the world and do the things you're meant to do, please take a look at my services. I have different energy healing packages. If you're curious about one over the other, feel free to email me. And if you want to do like a 20-minute chat about which one might work better for you, feel free to message me and we'll set something up. It's not going to be a sales call or anything like that. We'll just talk about the sessions and you get to decide whether one works for you or not. I just choose to work with the ones who want to work with me, so it's not about convincing you on anything, and I know how that feels. So feel free to reach out in any way. And yeah, I think that is it. And if this video left you feeling heavy at all because you maybe some thoughts of the past started to come up, I'm going to also leave a link to an audio that I created about opening your heart and transforming negative energy and stepping into your power. That might help to bring you back, as well as maybe practice a little bit of gratitude. Think of some things that you're thankful for, and just tune into that. I know for me, when I feel heavy, I start to think about my cats. I absolutely love my cats, and then I'm really close to my cat Hunter. I just think about him cuddling up with me. It just always like makes me feel lighter. So what is that thought that you can go to that makes you feel lighter and brighter? All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you soon.